It's been, I believe, over 1 year, under 2 years since I uploaded anything. Or even, I only started playing again very recently. Um, my computer died and I lost all my mods and all my saves. And then for months and months and months, I love this bridge, by the way, this one. So we're going to use that for the underpass. Um, so yeah, I lost that, and then it discouraged me even more from getting back into it. Um, but we're starting over, and this is my new city, and we'll try to make it actually reach the size of a city. But what are the odds of that? I've never stuck with a project long enough for it to actually reach a size comparable even to like a small town. But we're being positive. So yeah, this area we're gonna do this episode. This episode is super short, and then we're gonna jump somewhere else in the next episode, um, and work on the main. Like this is more. It's not a suburb because it's definitely part of the city, but it's like the old entrance. The area is a bit older. It's more of an industrial thing. You can see the warehouse and the brick style. Um, so we're gonna do it for this episode, and then we're gonna jump somewhere else for the next one and work on that for a few episodes. And then we'll eventually, hopefully, if we stick with this long enough. So this is a trick I like doing. I put I put like a line on where I want a truck to be, and then I find a truck asset that like when it loads or unloads it actually opens, and then I stop the vehicle on it. So now this truck is here and it has the back door open, which this asset does not have it open otherwise. So it's really neat. It's a bit difficult to do, but when you can, I think it's nice. It even had like, I don't remember if the forklift was like in there or if I put it there. Either way, I think it's cool. Um so yeah, what I was saying earlier is that we'll just eventually we'll merge the two areas together because they're not very far away from each other anyway. But yeah. So housing. I put in a lot of time to like detailing each house and having it be different entrances. This road specifically, or like this, it's not an avenue, but this street. Okay, this is the connection to the highway, right? That's why I said this is like the old part of town or a bit more suburbia, because like the highway gets in, there's the bridge that leads you to the center of the city, and here there's like a ramp down to this older part of the city. So that's what I meant. It's the outskirts. Yes, that's the word. Yes, thank you. Thank you, person, for reminding me the word I wanted. Anyway, we're getting back to okay, we'll talk about the other area later. So I put a lot of buildings in, and I don't put a lot of magnets in, to have people drawn to them. But there are invisible paths, and people will be walking here. Not everywhere, because I like clutter, and I don't like when they walk through the clutter. So I have to make sure that they don't just run into the objects that I put around everywhere. So that takes a lot of time and effort. But yeah. See, you can see them walking, my babies, my children. When I re-edited my mod list, I actually found a lot of new stuff. So now I have even more assets, which basically just means that um, I don't add a lot more of new things because I have an idea in mind of the asset that I want when I go look for it. but it takes a lot longer to find it. So if anything, it was a very bad idea to add all those assets because I barely use them. I don't even know I have them because I can't find them and it's unhelpful. But yeah, so as I said, this area, I detail every house with like a garden and shit and backyards and all that nice stuff, fences. But this street is actually inspired by where lived. I lived in Germany in Fulda for a while, and this street is inspired after the street we would park at. We lived in an apartment building that was on a main road, but we would turn into this side road, like this side street, and it had that type of housing there, and we would park on it, which is why I decided that there'll be cars parking on that road because that's where I got my inspiration from. Um, this game is annoying because it requires, like, I like to have things realistic, so I know it needs a lot of parking, but also parking takes a shit ton of space, and I never know how big a parking lot should be and stuff. I really like this like canal. It's not a canal. It's basically and it's not sewage, people. Okay, it's just drainage for water and rain and stuff. It's not sewage, but I think it adds a lot. Like where I live, have those types of like little canals everywhere. I know it's not a canal. I don't know how to call it. I'm sorry. Um, I'm not a native English speaker, which you've noticed by now. But yeah, it's like so. That's we're gonna call it a canal. I don't have any other recourse. Um, so yeah, they have them a lot where I live. It's for draining, like rain, and I think it adds a lot. It's nice. It's also a good border from like the industry area, so I like it. Um, I put a little walkable path here from like the how do you call this? The cul-de-sac to to this road, but it's not walkable. So they're not actually connected, so it's just aesthetic. Which you're gonna get used to. I do that a lot. I'm like, this looks like something people will use, but they're not allowed to use it because um, this game isn't made for what I do. So if I wanted them to use that path, they're gonna walk into all the stuff and all my details, and they're going to be floating in the air like the entire time, and I don't want any of that. So yeah, and I think this is it. Yeah, we're gonna see like a small like aerial shot, and yeah, this is a really short episode. The other one's gonna be a tiny bit longer. But yeah, that's it. Bye.